Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Back to life. A woman is obviously enjoying herself on a swing at Caymanas River in St. Catherine on Thursday, the day when rivers and beaches were reopened by the government as part of a number of measures under which COVID-19 safety protocols were relaxed. Too close. A man directs the driver of a truck as it tries to pass another on the Narrow Junction Road in St. Mary on Wednesday. I feel elated, really great to be fully vaccinated. Senior citizens in this South Central town who would have received their first dose of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines 2 months ago are now eager to be fully vaccinated. Jeff Simit is one of those who received his first dose on March 23rd at Mandeville Comprehensive Clinic, and at that time, he encouraged others to get vaccinated. I wouldn't mind if we could go back to normal life tomorrow, he stated in March. On Monday this week, Simit returned to the clinic for his second dose of the vaccine and said he is looking forward to travel overseas once more. I feel elated, really great to be fully vaccinated. I really want to tell everyone to come and get the vaccine. I am looking forward to traveling again. Everything I want to do now that I am fully vaccinated, he stated. Golden calls for unity within the PNP. President of the People's National Party PNP, Mark Golden, has renewed calls for members of the PNP to unite. He urged members and supporters of the PNP to come together and to take on the role that was destined to play to resume office in Jamaica House and defend and promote the interests of the Jamaican people. We are the party of the Right Excellent Norman Washington Manley, of Michael Manley, P.J. Patterson, Portia Simsimila, and Peter Phillips. Let us come together, comrades all. Let us put this cascade on social media aside, Golden recounted in a video released to party members last night. The party leader signaled that his commitment to a big tent approach of working together remains unwavering. While the party has faced the understandable challenges which arise after an internal election, the party leader is positive that the PNP is getting ready to reclaim its place as a formidable opposition and Jamaica's next democratically elected government, a statement from the PNP added. Golden pointed out a number of initiatives that the party has embarked on and reminded comrades to focus their energies on positive happenings. He cited the establishment of a unity committee and its May 31st communique signed by all officers of the party as steps in the right direction. He also highlighted the establishment of the Juna Shadow Cabinet as an opportunity for the party's youth to hone their talent by advocating for justice and human rights. Undaunted by the majority seats held in Parliament by the Jamaica Labour Party, Golden underscored that, in Parliament, we are little but we tallow. Strong in the sectoral debate, strong in the budget debates, strong on legislation. He then reiterated that all comrades, we don't need to be our own worst enemies. Throw down your arms and come, one love, he stated. Cops walk over vaccine requirement. The fallout from mandatory vaccine requirement pinned to promotions in the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF has begun and is set to spiral with a number of cops already tendering their resignation, reporters have learned. Several resignations have already been tendered, members have reported to me. From one department alone, I know that at least 6 resignations have been tendered, and members are reporting that several other members are resigning, President of the Jamaica Police Federation, Corporal Ron James, reported yesterday. It is a reality. I would have warned of what is to come and what it is that people are not seeing on the horizon. Instead of us policing the Disaster Risk Management Act, DRMA, we want to police vaccinations, instead of focusing on our core function and providing the necessary resources for our members to get ahead so that we can serve the populace, Corporal James stated. Early last month, cops have been shortlisted for promotional training were informed that they needed to be vaccinated against COVID-19 or risk being replaced on the program by other members who have been vaccinated. Correspondences sent to officers in the St. Andrew North Police Division, for example, indicated that arrangements are being made to have any impact member duly vaccinated. The Federation, in a swift response, had said the mandatory vaccination requirement as a prerequisite for promotion never formed part of any discussion. The High Command and promptly make arrangements for a meeting with Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson. Yesterday, Corporal James stated the mandatory vaccination requirement was, in the mind of some officers, the final straw given other long-standing goals. Members are aggrieved to the point where they believe that the organization doesn't treat them well in respect of well-being and welfare, and it is left for them to look in alternative directions for a meaningful life, he pointed out. According to the Police Federation head, the resignations are spread across the country. It is across the island. Based on what it is, I have been seeing, he reported. In addition, Corporal James said the government might find itself embroiled in legal battles over the issue. Indeed, it is for us to now meet with counsel. In fact, I can say to you that we are not impressed with the response from the Commissioner's office. Instead of responding to the issue, we were sent mirrored questions, and I can tell you that from what I garner, I am not going to waste my time to respond. I am not in the business of creating mayhem or mischief. It is about effective representation. I will endeavor to instruct counsel accordingly, he stated. Earlier this year, whispers emerged from rank-and-file members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force who were being pushed to sign a declaration of refusal of vaccine form, which essentially indicated that they understood that declining could have administrative implications which could affect employment, advancement and treatment if the disease was contracted. Speaking with reporters, Corporal James said he was, up to that time, unaware of any such requirement, while making it clear that any such move will be resisted. That draconian measure has not been placed over the membership's head. Members are taking the vaccine, some are playing a wait and see game, and some are indecisive. The last figure that was quoted by the Commissioner was 30% take up. I am very alert and assertive as to what is happening on the ground, making sure that anything that threatens the sovereignty of the membership, I move swiftly to nip it in the bud, he stated yesterday. Vaccination bliss for second dose of AstraZeneca target 600. The Ministry of Health and Wellness will host a special bliss at the National Arena on Saturday, June 5th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. to provide the second dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine to the over 600 Jamaicans who received their first dose of the vaccine in March and have a due date of June 5th. The ministry said it will communicate to these individuals by way of text messages as well as follow-up calls to the telephone numbers provided upon booking an appointment for the first dose. Jamaicans who fall in this special group are reminded to take a government-issued identification or a letter from a Justice of the Peace and the vaccination card that was issued to each person who received the first dose. The ministry said individuals who are 65 years and older are allowed to be accompanied by one caregiver at the vaccination site. The ministry further reminded the public that they are still required to follow the infection control and prevention protocols as they are not fully vaccinated until they have received their second dose of the vaccine. Meanwhile, the ministry said appointments for the first doses are still available for people in the priority groups, which includes Jamaicans 50 years and older, healthcare workers, members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, members of the Jamaica Defense Force, members of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, and staff members from Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency, Jamaica Customs Agency, and Department of Correctional Services. The ministry stated individuals wishing to be vaccinated are reminded that they must make an appointment through the ministry's website at www.moh.gov.jm or through the National Vaccination Hotline at 888-1-LOVE, that's 888-663-5683. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.